Hello, I'm Brindon Addy from Brindon Addy's Traditional Butchers and Graziers at Hade Edge. Today I'm going to show you the primal cuts that come from an outdoor reared side of pork. From the head we're going to have the pig's chap and the pig's cheek. We're going to have the leg. We're going to have the pork loin from the pork chops, the belly pork, and from the shoulder we're going to do a bone and roll shoulder and a pork neck fillet. We buy all our pork from Colin Percy. This is outdoor reared. We kill it at John Penny's and it comes in because we have full traceability on all the meat that we sell. So it's got the ear tag number and it's got the weight. The advantage of having outdoor pork or free range pork, well, the meat is obviously the flavour, but the biggest thing is crackling. Everybody when they're having pork wants that nice crisp crackling, and because it's outdoors the rind is thicker, so it makes a nicer crackling and it's easier to make your crackling as well. A lot of the intensive reared, it's wet and sloppy and you can't get that crackling, whereas this is guaranteed. They say you can use everything on a pig apart from its squeak. So the head, we take the cheeks off here. These are called pig chaps. To be honest, we take the chaps off like this, and then it's becoming quite popular in restaurants is the pig cheek, and that is just that little muscle there. So we take that out there, and that's lovely if you just sort of marinate that in some white wine, and then they poach that, and that's, like I said, that's very popular in restaurants, very tasty, very succulent, very sweet. That's the pig chap. That's nice if you scored, put it in brine overnight and then roasted. So we take that off there at 90 degrees. We sell very little pork now on the bone, certainly not leg of pork, so we'll bone that out and roll it into a horseshoe of pork, so that's your lovely Sunday roast. So next we'll take the shoulder off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 ribs back between the ribs. So the shoulder pork, this is what we use again for the sausages and as pies, but we bone that out and that's the pork neck fillet. So we take that out as a pork neck fillet. So this will pick all this meat off, but what we're wanting now is the pork neck fillet. That's the equivalent of the ribeye. So we're just rubbing his knife up against the bone. Okay. And then we're using the natural seams of the meat to lift that off the top of the shoulder bone. And that's a pork neck fillet. So what we can use this for is you can put some back fat on there and do it a little roast, or it makes a lovely steak. Again, you can braise this, a bit of lemon juice, or even pan fry it, and that in my opinion is nicer than pork chops. This is the middle of pork. In here we've got the kidney, so we'll just nip that out. This fat here is called the leaf fat. This can be rendered down for lard, again for making the pastry and the pies. It's a lovely soft fat for rendering. And we could take the bones out of this and we could use this for salting, and that would be a middle of bacon. But we're not going to do, we're going to take it off and make it into chops and belly. So that's the loin of pork now from the middle, and that, as you can see, is your pork chops. And that's your belly of pork. The loin of pork, we can use this and cut this straight through as pork chops, or we can bone it out and take the rind off and we sell it as a pork sirloin, or we can leave the rind on, bone it and roll it as a loin joint. That's becoming more and more popular. So if we're going to do this as chops, we'll cut it all the way through, but if we're going to bone and roll it, we take this out and sell this separately, and that's the pork fillet. And lastly then we've got the belly pork. This is becoming more and more popular. legs becoming less popular and the belly is becoming more and more popular, you can salt this and it becomes streaky bacon or pancetta, or we can cut it into strips or into small joints, cook it, roast it long and slow. Very, very nice, very tasty. Again, one of the chef's favourites.